Aries, hello and welcome into your 2025 predictions reading. Thank you so much for being here with me. My name is Coco, and before we get started, just a reminder that this is a general reading. It is not a private one-to-one reading. If that is something you are interested in, especially as the new year comes up, you can go down to the description box below and click the link to my website where you can book a private virtual reading with me. However, because this is a general reading, it might not resonate for everybody. And if it's not resonating for you, if you're not connecting with the reading, please do consider checking out your moon and rising sign readings, because not all readings can resonate for everybody all the time. That's totally normal. But if this reading does resonate for you, please consider liking the video or subscribing to my channel or just sharing with friends, family, social networks. Any support at all is very much appreciated. Without further ado, let's get into the reading. First, we're going to see what's coming into your life in 2025. I've got not all of my cards, but a lot of different decks here. So we're going to take a look at not only what's coming into your life, but we're also going to look at any guidance coming in for you. We're going to see the overarching lesson of 2025 for you. We'll look at the energies you're being asked to embrace, the challenges that might show up for you, how you can overcome them. And then we'll look at what you can expect in love and work as well. Pretty quick, you've got flexible. Okay, so there's some flexibility that you're going to be adopting in 2025. One more, to the sea. It might be introspective for you. I am going to pull all of your cards at once though, so before I get to reading everything, I'm just going to pull all these cards, so you can skip ahead if you don't want to stick around. But if you do want to stick around, see everything come out in real time, feel free. Also, I apologize for, came out right when I started speaking. I apologize for any noise you might be hearing. I do live in a noisy area, so you might hear some car horns, some cars zooming by. There might be some kids or dogs that you might hear, so I apologize for that in advance. Whoa! Okay. You've got two cards here. All right. You might be moving in 2025. That's just coming up. There's something about your space, like your physical home space, that's changing, or that you're being asked to kind of be flexible about. All right, let me get the rest of your cards. Well, your finances are definitely coming together. I feel like 2024 was not bad for your finances, but I think 2025 will actually be better. Nice. Okay, Aries, lots of major arcana popping up for you around 2025. So I do feel as if it's going to be an important year for you and your development. I am going to clarify as we move through the reading. The energies you are moving into, what's coming into your life in 2025, flexible, and to the sea. So number 7, I feel like is important here. You might be seeing the number 777, 7777. Either way, this might be an angel number you see, might be important to you. They're letting me know it might be like the age of a child. Okay, that's just coming up. 2025 is going to be a year where you're just moving with the flow. It's going to be a year where you kind of give up, you surrender control, and you just kind of move with things. And it's a really nice energy. Flexible here is telling me that there's a lot of open-mindedness here. You're kind of letting go of your expectations and just moving with how things happen. If you try to control in 2025, I feel like external circumstances are just going to make that hard for you. I do feel like there is some need for patience, some need for letting go of control, some need for just sitting back and saying, you know what, things are working out the way they're going to work out, and I am just going to do my best to work my way around things. I'm going to be open-minded. I'm going to try to learn from it instead of, get all stressed and upset about it. You might be learning a lot in 2025, it feels like. You might be taking on a course of learning. You might be meeting somebody new who kind of shows you a different way of living, a different way of approaching things. This person feels like they'll be very laid back, like they'll be very trusting. And there is some sense here of radical trust, radical faith, keeping faith in yourself, even when things look kind of like they might not be going in your direction. Like you might want things to go left and things seem to be going a little right. You're like learning how to understand that, progress isn't linear. Things in life are not linear. Not everything is going to go your way, but it's about how you react to it. And I really feel like that is what you're learning, because your overarching lesson of 2025 is Keeper of Grace, number 27. Again, I feel like the number 7 is important, and that's why they're showing me it. I'm going to read you this message because whenever I ask for an overarching lesson, it does tend to be kind of loud in the reading. And this card is loud. It's like medium loud. Your guidance cards are quite loud as well. So I'm going to read you this message. The message is, while a capitalistic system that profits from you feeling less than would have you believe that true strength comes by force, the Tree Keepers have you understand that prowess and power come from balance, the interplay between an active will and a surrender to what is. Yeah. When we refuse to take things personally and see ourselves as part of the living organism of nature, we can accept what is while also engaging our creativity to shape our personal reality. Between those opposite energies lives the golden thread of grace and the fierce, the tender heart of surrender. Yeah, I definitely feel like in 2025, you're going to be learning when to pick your battles, basically. When you want to fight something and when you kind of learn to understand, this isn't what I need right now. This isn't worth the energy. It's not worth the time. I feel like that's a huge maturity coming up for you in 2025. Your guidance is maintain. Take care of yourself. Take care of your home. Take care of your temple, your body. Take care of your mind. Okay, maintain comes as a reminder of self-care, basically. A reminder to rest and ease your mind before things get crazy, before things even get to a place where you are hurting physically, hurting mentally, hurting spiritually. It's about tending to the practices and tending to your body and mind before the bad things even happen. So that's actually your guidance to really take care of yourself. And, even in your home, like your physical space is really shining through in 2025. You might be moving home. You might be just like changing things around in your home. And it feels like things in your home do deeply affect your mental state, and you might not even realize it. That's what my guides are letting me know. Like you don't even realize how affected you are by your external world. So be aware of that. In 2025, you might be like moving things around in your home to better situate, like, I don't know, like to get better feng shui, I guess, in the home. You might be learning about that. You might be learning about different ways to arrange your home, to design your home. But also, you might be learning about new ways to care for yourself. And that's, a lifelong process. But so, yeah, that is your guidance. And your other cards of guidance from one of my favorite oracle decks. You got 2 cards from this deck. The first one is Resist Dependency. Take nothing for granted in 2025. Stand firm and do not give in to the urge of attachment. Everything falls apart if you waver. With addiction, obsession, and dependence comes loss of freedom. Do not forfeit your liberty. And when I read the urge of attachment, they gave me again the word control. So it might be that you feel like you need to maintain control in life in 2025, but things are just happening around you where that's just not possible. And maybe you want to be extra codependent. Maybe you have something in your life that helps you manage bad emotions, manage negative emotions. So for example, when we reach for, that bottle of wine, when we reach for that cigarette, whatever it may be, and no judgment here. But with the addiction, obsession, and dependence comes a loss of freedom, this card says. So be aware of that in 2025. Your next card is Move On. Move on. And funnily enough, these cards are number 6 and number 8, lacking the card number 7. So again, the number 7 is coming up here really strong. And I feel like I need to say 7 numerically is a card of challenge that alters fundamentally our way of living and our way of viewing the world. So the 7s in tarot are all about challenges to overcome that completely change the way that you think. They're philosophical challenges. So you might be experiencing that in 2025. This message is: strive for a bigger purpose. Do not see the lotus bud. See instead the lotus blossom. Don't focus on the moment, for it is temporary. The future is better than today, even when not in view. So your guidance is actually to move on from something, and I do feel like this might have to do with a home space. You might be going back and forth in 2024 or in the beginning of 2025 saying, do I really want to move? I don't know. I'm not really happy here. And your guidance is indeed to move on from a situation, to move on and keep your view kind of towards the future, oriented towards the future. Okay. Now let's move on with the rest of your reading. I will say there's no cups in this reading, which does tell me that this year for you, it's very wands and pentacles. There's going to be a lot of movement. There's going to be a lot of building. There's going to be a big focus on your finances, your home, and your career, and also materials. And I feel like in 2024, you have built up the career that you wanted. You've built up your finances as much as you could, and you're feeling good and solid in 2024. It could have felt like you were battling with somebody at work. It could have felt like a battle just in general. With this Emperor card, I'm getting that sense. I'm getting the sense of somebody who gave you a hard time, or you giving yourself a hard time. Okay? I'm getting strongly this is control. This is needing control over a situation at work. This is needing control over your own finances. Maybe you were battling for control over your own financial independence in 2024. Maybe you, at work, it was like a battle with a boss, a battle with a coworker. I really feel like that. Like there's no conflict card here. I'm just sensing the conflict from these cards. And you managed to do really good for yourself in 2024 because of your hard work ethic, okay? And you are somebody who did it honorably. You did it like showing up consistently, diligently, doing what needed to be done. Now in 2025, you've got the King of Pentacles. So I feel like your focus is still going to be on your finances. It's still going to be on that career. And it's going to be building and getting even higher up than you ever thought you could. Because you've got the Queen in 2024, you're going to the King in 2025. And the King is kind of like end game. Yeah? So the King is like, I've done it all. I'm in charge. So you might be getting a promotion. In 2025, you might be going for a promotion because you got the Nine of Wands here. The Nine of Wands is letting me know that they don't want you to give up. They want you to keep going, keep persevering, and moving forward. You've also got the Ten of Wands here. So whatever challenge you might be dealing with at work, whatever challenge you might be dealing with in the realm of the home, the finances, it's ending in 2025. You're overcoming it. And you're overcoming it by persevering and still going, even when you don't want to. Showing up, even when you don't want to, even when you feel exhausted, burnt out, it's like keep going because you're getting to that goal. You're reaching a goal. This might even be a creative goal. This might be writing a book. This might be getting a new job. Anything that has to do with like your groundedness and your abundance and your home and your work life, you're being guided to keep going, keep pushing, because Page of Wands is here as your challenge. You're trying to open something up, something new for yourself. You're trying, I think, to build a life where you do have spaces and pockets of joy. That's what I'm getting. It's like work might feel very monotonous. And it might feel because your focus is so heavily on work, you don't really have the time to have fun. Or you don't have time, I'm getting like friends, like that you want more friends, you want to spend time with more friends, you want to do more things that bring you joy, you want to have the time, okay? So I feel like this challenge for you is to make the time in 2025 for the fun, making the time for it. And also with your job, it feels like once you do kind of level up, once you do get past the challenge of persevering, once you do, get over it and move through it, whenever it might be, I do feel like it's in 2025, it's going to end. But when that happens, when you get through it, it's like a new energy comes up and you're able to enjoy it more, to relax into it more, okay? And the energy you're moving into in 2025 is actually quite spiritual. I think you are kind of like getting to know yourself better. There is some sort of flexibility and some sort of introspection that you are moving into in 2025. The High Priestess here tells me that you're getting to know yourself better. You're taking on a more spiritual, philosophical approach to life. You are learning more about yourself in 2025. I do feel like it's a big year of learning for you, Aries. I'm going to pull a card on this. So random, but they're giving me like food. Just food, not even a type of food, but just like a kitchen and food and cooking. Okay, so you might be like focusing a lot on that. You might be like starting a YouTube channel where you cook or something. Yeah, they're just letting me know that. So random message, take it as it resonates. You might really like to cook, or you might like really enjoy doing that, and maybe you're like making it into a stream of income. Or maybe that is the joy that you love doing, that maybe that is the thing that you want more time to do. Okay, so again, take it as it resonates. Yeah, you've got Temperance, another major arcana card in what you're moving into. I do feel like this is a major learning about patience. A major learning about patience in 2025 for you, Aries. I feel like there's something here about learning about your need for control, learning about a need to surrender and why you do it. You know, it's about understanding your inner mechanisms, really, that truly, that's what the High Priestess tells me. And you're kind of taking like a quieter role in 2025. So maybe 2024, you were very, spending a lot of time with friends, or maybe in the past few years, you've kind of been focusing on your social life, obviously your work life as well, but maybe you've been, meeting new people and going out and yada yada. I think in 2025, you're kind of taking a step back from social life, from maybe going out, from other social aspects of life. You're taking a step back and going within. You're going to be spending more time with yourself, and it's in a healing space. So you actually could be going to a therapist in 2025. You might find a new therapist you love. You might find a new source of peace. So like a new person who on YouTube, like you listen to them for meditations, something of that nature. You might find a new like chiropractor, a new physical therapist, and they're really helping you heal. And it makes you feel like you're getting to know yourself better, you're understanding yourself better. Okay, so these are things coming up for you in 2025. I really like that. I really like the Temperance card with the High Priestess there. Now, in your love life, you've got the Moon. Your love life will be feeling very deep. And with this High Priestess card, it's like you're getting to know yourself on a deeper level, and you're also getting to know your partner on a deeper level. And if you're not in a relationship, this is you just getting to understand the nooks and crannies of how you operate in love, of what you seek in a partner, of your attachment style, of, what your view on love is. Why is that your view on love? How were you raised around love? These deep questions are going to be popping up for you. And if you are with a partner, it does feel like you're going to be having some deep conversations, some revelations. Okay, you might be having some revelations around the relationship, about how you function in the relationship, about your role, about how you think about relationships in general. Oh my God, you can't make it up. We got the Moon to clarify. Well, okay, so they're telling me that I delivered the message. Whenever I clarify and I get the same card, that means the message has in fact been delivered. So I'm going to move on. What you can expect from your work life, the Hierophant. Love this. There's some deep spiritual undercurrent in your reading for 2025, Aries, which I really, really like. The Hierophant is somebody who's stepping into a leadership position. And, traditionally in the tarot, this is the Pope, somebody who is an elder, who is a spiritual elder, and who advises other people, and who kind of leads a social group. Now, in work, this is telling me that you are indeed in a management position. I did feel like that here with this King of Pentacles and the Emperor card. So you are in a managerial position, you're in a leadership position at work, and I think that you're going to be softer in the position. Now, what I mean by that, in the past, in 2024, you have the Emperor, and it feels like maybe if you had just got promoted to that role, or maybe because of things that were happening in your life or at work, the role felt difficult. And it felt like maybe you needed to be very hard-headed, very controlling in the role. Maybe you needed to be a little bit like no bullshit in the role. And it feels like you're softening into it in 2025. You're becoming more of a leader and more of somebody who leads by example instead of a controller, instead of a manager. And it feels like you are taking on a more social leading role. So like you might be getting to know people at work better and advising them through what's going on, not only at work, but in their life. You're also becoming wise in your position at work. You're becoming wise. And I feel like you're somebody who people look up to at work. And I think especially in 2025, you're going to move out of this. This is Aries, actually, energy, the Emperor. So it's like you're going to move out of that energy of fire and no, this is how it's done. No, you need to do it this way. Let me show you. It's more of like why don't you follow me around and I will, let you see how things are done. It's more of a softer approach to leadership, and I feel like you're going to be just feeling more comfortable in the role as well. You've got the Tower. Ooh. The Five of Cups, okay. Oh, I see. The Lovers and the Six of Swords. You might actually decide to move on from a position at work in 2025 because you don't feel like there's enough growth. It might feel like you're stifled or something intense happens at work. Okay, so I am going to tell you to be aware of that in your work life, Aries. I don't feel like it's going to be something that really shakes up your financial world. I don't. I think you're going to be very stable in 2025. You got the Tower and the Five of Cups. Maybe something happened in the past where you felt like you needed to be this very hard-headed kind of, like you needed to put on this like mask at work, okay? Like you wanted to be soft at work, but you couldn't because maybe people wouldn't take you seriously or what have you. And if this is for 2025, something is going to happen where your work world is shaken up. It's weird because you got the Lovers and the Six of Swords too. It's like this shakeup, it's hard. And it's going to bring about some hard feelings for you. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like a good thing that it happened. And perhaps it's what's needed because you've got the move on card here for you as well in your guidance. So maybe this is a work situation that you're being guided to move on from in 2025. I think you'll know when it happens because it seems like it's going to happen very like sharply. Like you're going to have an epiphany about your work situation. You might have an epiphany about like, hey, I'm not getting paid as much as I should be getting paid. What the hell? I'm really sad about that. What the hell? Or, you know, something is going to come out. A truth is going to come out. You're going to realize something about work. And it's something that is going to wisen you up. It's something that's going to have you kind of wake up to your own potential. Okay? Because you got the Lovers and the Six of Swords. I feel like there's somebody here for you who's helping you do that in your world. Maybe it's your partner. Maybe it's a really great colleague. Okay? Whatever it may be, it's like, yeah, you're moving on. You're moving on to bigger and better things because of it. So be aware of that. Overall, Aries, I feel like 2025 for you is going to be huge. I feel like it's going to be incredibly important for you to know when to move away from things, when you need to take an independent route, okay, in 2025. But also to take care of yourself while this is all going down. I feel like in 2025 for you, Aries, the big themes are surrender, grace, patience, and moving on. Knowing when to move on. And I think also a big word for you is independence. Independence. Knowing that ultimately it's all about you and you needing to get to know yourself better. How you react to external circumstances comes down to you. How you treat your work life. Do you want to be the emperor or do you want to be the Hierophant? All up to you. And I think it's going to be a spiritual awakening for you too in 2025. So a lot going on here. And actually numerically, 2025 adds up to the number 9. And the number 9 is about independence. It's all about your goals reaching fruition and you taking an independent route towards your goals. So doing whatever makes you happy. You taking a more, you got a 9 right here. You fighting for yourself and fighting for what you want. So I hope this reading resonated for you, Aries. And I hope it was helpful. I hope these guidance cards were helpful. I pulled them in the beginning because I just felt called to kind of give guidance before anything else. I just feel like that's what helps me the most in readings as well. So if this reading resonated, please consider liking the video or subscribing to my channel. And I'll see you next time for the January general readings, our first general readings of 2025.